It's spinning. Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and welcome to Mark and Rob's Sports Showdown, the hottest and one of the best, anyways, sports talk shows in the planet. Guess what, Rob? We need subscribers, just like Uncle Sam. We need you. Hit that
Yep.
notification bell when you do. We're going for 2,000 subscribers now that we got our number one goal of 1,000 over with. And if you like this video, hit the like button. We got a live show Mondays, Eastern Time, 7 to 8. And if you want to make intelligent, non-insulting comments, and I'll try to respond to them. It's getting more and more difficult as our station grows, but I'll do my best. Anyway, Rob, today I want to talk about Paige Bueckers. And my first question to you is, if she had come out this year, she has another year of eligibility because she was injured and also because COVID. So she didn't come out. She's just a few months younger than Caitlin Clark. If she came out, where do you think she would go in the draft? So, Rob, where do you think she would have gone in the draft if she came out this year?
Well, she definitely would have gone in the second, right after Clark, easily. Even despite what she had, she's coming off a knee injury, but she still looks smooth. She's a really great. She's going to be a great player. So, I mean, there's no way that you could pass on her.
Yeah, I think it was clear that she would have come out second. Now, the Diana Taurasi quote when they asked her if she came out, who they would take, and she goes, "Paige." Next question. Like, there's no question which player is going to be better, who was better at that time. Now, I think Clark is the better player.
Right.
I have a friend who played college and high school basketball that thinks Paige is the more complete player. I don't know if he meant that's the better player. It was just a comment on Facebook he made to me. So it's that, and I respect his opinion. I know he's not a hater or anything like that. But even though Paige has fewer turnovers and also is a better defender, Clark has more upside in many other areas that I think. She's a better shooter. She's clearly a better passer. And she just has more of an impact on a game because of her mental aspect to her game. She seems like a very smart player, and she just has that super competitive edge that I think Paige has it, but she's like 99. I give Clark 100. So I think long-term, she's going to be the better player. Now, here's some background for you. When they came out of high school, Paige Bueckers was the number one recruit in the country, and Caitlin Clark was the number 4. And then she got recruited, obviously, by UConn, Paige Bueckers, because she was the number one recruit. And everybody goes to UConn because they know their chance to win a championship are good. Right. So at that time, Gino decided not to also recruit Caitlin Clark because they were both point guards, which I think is a mistake. And I'm going to make a video about that. But be that as may, took Paige Bueckers, and she was the better player the freshman year. She won Player of the Year, which was great. I mean, not only was she a better freshman, she was the best player in the country. Mm-hmm. And Clark made second team All-American. So she was seen somewhere between 6 and 10, which was fair. I don't think she deserved to be any higher. But so that was the background for Paige. And then the next year, she injures her knee. That was her first injury. Mm-hmm. She injured her knee, and she only played, I get the figures here, only played 17 games. And that was in 2021-22. And then in 2022-23, she missed the whole year because of an ACL. Yeah. And then in 2024, she came back and played the full year, and she looked like she was back. But she wasn't as good as Clark now because Clark had made leaps and bounds her junior and senior year. Clark's sophomore year wasn't any better than her freshman year, even though she made first-team All-American, in my opinion. Some of her shooting percentages went down and stuff like that. But her junior and senior year, she made leaps and bounds with her passing and her shooting and just her leadership and stuff. So Paige Bueckers made first team All-American again. And I don't know how she came in the voting because I'm having trouble finding those results except for AP. On the AP, there's 35 voters. Clark got 34. And Paige Bueckers didn't get any. It was Cameron Brink got the other vote. That person who voted for Cameron Brink over Caitlin Clark should not be allowed to vote next year.
Yeah,
there's no way she's as good as Caitlin Clark. If they had voted for Paige Bueckers, I would be more accepting of that. Now, right. Paige Bueckers, and then there's 3 other Player of the Years, and Caitlin Clark won all of them, but I can't find the results per vote on the internet. But Paige Bueckers may have gotten some votes for the reasons that I just gave you, and some people think. So she decided to go and stay another year because she missed so much, a year and a half. And also because Connecticut hasn't done anything. She's been there. That farthest she's got is the Final Four when she lost against Clark last year. Mm-hmm. They lost, I think, in the Elite Eight her freshman year or something like that. So she hasn't done anything. Not she only had 2 tries really, because she's injured twice. But I think that's why she went back. And they also got the #1 recruit coming out of high school, and they had 5 injuries last year, as you know, if you follow women's basketball. So
yeah.
I think South Carolina and UConn are the favorites, and there might be a great matchup in the finals if they play. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to go back to where, like your friend says, comparing her Paige to Clark as a complete player. Now, what I was going to wonder is like, what he means by complete player, does he mean that she plays defense, shoots well, rebounds, and overall passing? I mean, I don't know. Does Paige Bueckers rebound better than Clark?
No. Clark rebounds better than Paige. I think the advantages that Paige Bueckers has over Clark is she has fewer turnovers, and so she's a more consistent passer in that sense. But she doesn't have as many assists either. But her ratio is good. She also is a better defender. She's a better on-ball defender, and she's got longer arms than Clark, I think. And she also has more assists. I mean, more steals and blocks than her. In addition, she has a bit of a mid-range game that Clark does not have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. You could say a more complete player in those sense. But I think if that means also a better player, I would say no. Clark is the better player.
Right. Oh, definitely.
So that's my opinion. Now, who's going to be better as a pro is another story, and I think Clark will be, but I think Paige Bueckers will go down as one of the greatest players of all time because I think she's that talented. So if you're a Paige Bueckers fan, don't go say, "Hey, I told you she was better." I think she could end up one of the 5 greatest players of all time.
Oh yeah,
same thing with Juju Watkins. She could end up being one of the 5 greatest players of all time, and I'd be surprised if she's not. And I think she's going to, and I think that's a really great thing coming up next year because who's going to win? We're going to do a video about this, but not right now. We're going to do it in the fall. Who's going to be player of the year next year? Juju Watkins, who's going to probably make, some leaps and bounds in his abilities to be her second year. She was a freshman. Or Paige Bueckers, who's dying to get that player of the year title back that she got her freshman year. So I think that's interesting.
And Mark, what I think women should start complaining about is you talk about, because Paige didn't come out this year. Well, how come the men can get to come out when they're freshmen and sophomore, but the women college basketball players cannot? That's another video to go on too.
And if you play in Europe, they're allowed to come out, be drafted earlier than in the United States, which is bizarre because don't you want the homegrown people to come out? Those are the stars that people come out to see. But that's what they've decided to do. It may be different when they have the new, contract coming out. I don't know. That's what the agreement is right now. The players agreed to it. I don't agree with it. Maybe at least they should be able to come out of their junior year. That's kind of silly. But you know what? They're kind of protecting them because before this year they didn't make any money. So you better get your college degree in case you don't.
This is true. You better.
So in essence, I can see that part of the argument.
Yeah, I can see that part.
Like you can make more money in the G League than you can in the W or over in Europe than you can in the
I think that's the problem right there. They don't have a G League where the players can come out early and develop. I think that's part of the reason also.
No, they gotta go over to Europe to make money.
Yeah, over there. Yeah, that's
give us your opinion. Like I said, I'm big on Paige Bueckers, and she seems like a really nice person, and also Juju Watkins. But I just want to point one thing out to the Juju Watkins fans who are also Caitlin Clark haters, because they make a big deal about Caitlin Clark's turnovers, but her turnover assist. And if you're new to basketball, and I won't be this simplistic when we do football, because I'm assuming people who follow football will be big football fans. But there's Caitlin Clark fans who are new to basketball. So the assist to turnover ratio is important because you're handling the ball more. And the more assists you get means the more times you passed and the more times you're handling the ball. So it's usually in the NBA, the good point guards are 2-1 or greater. The best being John Stockton at 3.75. So like Doncic is 2-1. Anyways, Paige has a good assist to turnover ratio, but Juju Watkins does not. Juju Watkins had more turnovers than assists, and people who are Juju Watkins fans also criticize Caitlin Clark for the number of turnovers, when in fact Caitlin Clark is much better at the more important statistic, which is assist to turnover ratio. So I just want to I'll cover that in another video. I just want to point that out. That doesn't mean I think Juju Watkins is a great player. And her shooting percentage was not very well. It actually was lower than Caitlin Clark's freshman year shooting percentage. So she's a volume shooter, And those are the two areas that she would have to improve in order to win Player of the Year next year, because Paige has a higher shooting percentage and also has a better assist to turnover ratio. And Juju Watkins, by the way, is probably the best athlete of the three, and she's the tallest. She's 6'2", and she also has more steals and assists than Caitlin Clark. She's a better defender than Caitlin Clark too. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
No, just listen to what you're saying. I mean, so yeah, and also with USC, they're going to have got some nice recruits coming. I've been watching the under 18 basketball over in down in Columbia, and they got some really good players coming in next year. I mean, it's really going to be exciting for women's
Columbia
basketball.
University or Columbia the country?
Columbia the country. They're having a tournament.
Rob's doing his homework. He's watching overseas women under 18. So girls, you're watching girls basketball in Columbia. All right.
Yeah, the girls team they just won the other day. I think something like 90-20 or something. It was pretty bad.
So let us know what you think about Paige Bueckers. I think she would have gone number 2 in the draft, clearly. And I also think she would be the number 2 rookie right now, not Angel Reese. And guess what? If they didn't give her the insane amount of attention that Caitlin Clark is getting, she might be the number 1 rookie, because it wouldn't be fair in terms of trying to compare who's really better. But that could happen because she doesn't get the amount of publicity that Caitlin Clark does, so they don't resent her as much, even though she's white and she's, as far as I know, she's straight. I don't really care. But they won't resent her as much. And of course, Juju Watkins, I have no idea what her sexuality. I don't care, but she's obviously black, and I don't think they're going to resent her as much because she's not white. I know that they're not as exciting as Clark, first of all, so they're not going to get the amount of publicity that even though Juju Watkins is like smoother as an athlete, she's not as exciting as Clark. Because I know I told my brother about Caitlin Clark to go watch her, and he was kind of blown away about how exciting she was. And I said, yeah, but I said, look at the Paige Bueckers and Juju Watkins are playing each other in I guess it was the Elite 8, right? The USC was playing UConn. And I said, you should check that out. These are the second and third best guards in the country. And he watched it. He goes, yeah, they were really good, but it just didn't excite me. No. That's the difference. That's why Caitlin Clark gets so much publicity. That's why she's that exciting. She's 5 times more exciting than anybody else. And, that's her feeld. So we'll see who ends up the best player in the league or the best player of all time between the 3 guards. But I just thought it was interesting, where Paige Bueckers was going to do. And I think they might win a national championship this year. So anyways, that's our video for today. Thanks for your support. And we need subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And we got a live show Mondays Eastern time from 7 to 8. And feel free to make non-insulting, intelligent comments down below. That's it.
All right. Peace out.
See you in the next video.